France was beyond fantastic last week when these two teams met for the first time, and now back again for test number 2. This time France have reinforcements as well, so the Aussies better look out. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornf1akes Crib, your home of Rugby Challenge 2 and the June International Series, or the Summer Internationals for you Northern Hemisphere viewers. The Australians got hammered last week. It was the perfect French performance. 35-19 in Test 1 was what the score was, and Australia have some soul searching to do after that one. They've made a couple of changes, mainly Pullotta now coming in for the injured more. It will be Horwell coming in the second row and McCalman at the back of the scrum. The back line stays the same as that was pretty good, but they'll have to really get their points on and improve their defence if they're going to take out the French side, if they can get as good as they were in Test 1. That is half the problem with the French. They can be fantastic, magnificent one week and then horribly bad the next. They've made a number of changes as well, with their players from the top 14 finals coming in as well. It changes in the front row with Menini and Slimani coming in to prop both sides of the scrums. Francois comes into the second row, and Dusatoir and Nyanga come in to the back row. Pardo will partner Tallies in the 9-10 scrum half, fly half position, and Fofana will be partnered by Bastero in the centres. Changes are plenty here. Menjard and Huget on the wings, with Doolan at fullback for the French. If they're looking to back up, they're going to need to have to play as well as they did in Test 1. Can they do it? Stay tuned to find out. It is Australia versus France here at Etihad Stadium. Quite a contest it was between these two sides. France will kick off. Tallies with the ball and a strong wind at his back. Australia in the green and gold, France in their blue. And with the ref blow of his whistle, we are underway. Test number 2. France leading the series 1-0 at the moment, thanks to that massive win last week. But it is Australia who will be desperately keen to fight back. They have the ball right on their own 22 and they go to the left to Cummins. And he goes through 3 tackles. Cummins, brilliant work, and a slipper on Doolan straight away. Here come the Aussies. That's brilliant from Foley to White, and White's on the race of Huget going for the corner. Nick White could score straight away for Australia. Huget couldn't stop him, and Nick White gets the Aussies off to a fantastic start. Who would have seen that coming? Foley did brilliantly, and Nick White always going to smoke Slimani, but it was the chase here from Huget, couldn't get him in the end. That was a fantastic play. Nothing was on there at all. Cummins was all by himself, but the offload, they kept the ball alive, and it was trouble stations for the French as Australia, through the little scrum half, get the first try, and they take the early lead. What a matchup we're in for, if that's anything to go by. Foley will convert. It's way out right on the left side. Here it comes. Hits it nicely, it's swinging in the wind. And that one's gone wide. That wind, it may just prove to be a decisive factor in this match. 5 gone, and Australia lead by 5. France haven't even touched the ball yet as Tallies kicks off for the second time. He goes to the left. Bastero gives chase. It bounces just in front of him, and it's picked up from Menjard, giving it to Dusatoir.
Release.
And he goes to ground inside Australia's 22, and they lose the ball. Here's White. He's hammered big time from Choli as he takes him to ground inside Australia's 22 still. And France turn it over. Here they come. Bastero, nice pass to Dusatoir, over the top for Huget, and that's a great one-on-one tackle from Cummins. Takes him to ground, and Cummins has been the best player on the paddock already for the Australians. Choli, he's through, looks outside, it's Dusatoir. Bastero gets away from the tackle, and it's a try for France. Bastero on Foley, it was always going to be a pretty devastating outcome for one side. Here was the break from Choli, that was brilliant from him, but his delivery of the pass to Dusatois was fantastic. And then once in behind, Bastero was very hard to stop. And France hit back almost instantly. What a run there from the big number 8. And then look at this offload, catch and pass from Dusatois. And it's the French who tie things back up now. It's 5-all. And Morgan Parra will have the kicking duties from the tee tonight. Foley couldn't compensate for the wind quite enough. Can Parra? Here's his attempt. It's out on the left side as well, and that is perfectly executed. A sweetly dreamed kick there from Morgan Parra, and it is 7-5. France leading after 14 minutes. 12 points in 14 minutes. These two sides are smashing each other at the moment. Here's Foley. He's kicking off, and it's a deep one. Very deep, very high. And it's picked up from France as Nyanga has to dive on the loose, wobbly offload. Dusatois, he'll run it out. Giving it to Bastero. Oh, just about committing the defence to use the gap. Nyanga goes to Maestri. Offloads. Flanquart. Nice ball intercepted from Adam Ashley Cooper. And here comes Australia. Nice run there. As Flanquart gets through again, he throws it away. What is going on here for the French? Two thrown away balls as Kipu goes short. It's offside. Here's Pelota now. Penalty to Australia, and they'll get the call as well. What was Flanquart thinking there? He just threw it away twice. Pelota now got hammered, but surely this is a gimme 3 points for the Aussies. It will be 2. Captain Hooper will want the Wallabies to take the lead back. Here's Foley. An easier one. And he nails it. It is now 8-7. Australia lead France, and this is a scoreline that many French will have nightmares about. 2011 World Cup final. This is where the scoreline sat. I don't think so today, though. After 22 minutes, surely not. As Tully's kicks off again, it's very deep. It bounces up, and it's gone all the way dead. Big mistake from France. Tully's trying to get as much on that as he could. He's hit it too deep. And it could be a scrum back at halfway. It will be.
Touch.
For Australia.
Sit.
Well, France have started off fantastically. Australia have started fantastically. This is some matchup here. White goes to Foley, who gets hammered. Big shot coming in from his opposite number.
Release.
Now here's Tumua. In a bit of trouble here, Tumua. The French have got numbers there. But Australia finally win that ball back. What a tackle coming in from Tallies. Here's again Bastero. This time it's him hammering Foley. Now they use the forwards. Pelota now, away to White. Running this one for Australia. He's stuck on halfway. France committing, trying to get the ball. They know that's the secret. If they want to win this test, they need this ball. And they will get it too, slowly back. They go to the left side for Fana. Nice ball for Choli. He's been outstanding. Midrad. Oh, Midrad's through. Now he's looking, opens up. He's got Nyanga. Nyanga's on Foley. He puts on the big fend. And Nyanga will score. What a try. France are playing beautifully as well. Again, 2 weeks in a row. 12-8, 2 tries. And the open side flanker gets his first of the night. Midrad did the work there. He got through the fullback with a step, and then look at that fend on Foley. Well, Foley's going to be in a bit of pain here. He has been smashed twice from Tallies and from Bastero, and then he tried to put some defence on Nyanga and he got a big fist to his face, and he got told to get out of here. Great try from France. They are playing some beautiful rugby at the moment. Parra will have the conversion attempt. It's a similar spot to what the last one was in. And the breeze behind the French here is proving to be very beneficial. Again, he nicely touches it through. Delicately placed conversion from Para, and it's 14 points to 8. France lead by 6. There's 5 to go here in the first half of this enthralling test match here between these two countries. The short one goes down, and Grado puts it down for Tali's short pass. Nyanga to Fofana. Oh, Fofana fends him off. Finds Bastero, goes to Huge. Here's Nyanga again. He's in everything at the moment, the open sider. France trying to compete, keep their ball, and they do so well here. Coming off the back, they go. Fofana. Nice run from Bastero. The big props out there. Mendrad. Mendrad is in piles of space again. But this time Folau makes the telling tackle. Puts him to ground. France struggling with slow ball, but Para gets it back now. Tali's big ball wide. Nyanga for Bastero. Bastero. Oh, Bastero's got time. He's got space. He has the power, and he will dot down for France. Bastero with a beautiful try. How good is France? How good are they? Australia have no answers to this. No answers at all. And Bastero, after proving how good he is, just gets rid of Cummins. Oh, the Fiends today are simply sublime. And Australia have nothing here against the French. Nothing at all. The backs are just carving up. He did the 1-2 on Cummins, and he took him on in the corner. Didn't need to back his pace. He knew he had the trump card of power, and he played that perfectly. What an addition to this French side he is. What a try that was. What 3 tries it's been already. It's been an outstanding watch here in the first half as Para does the simple job of the conversion. And France will go to the breaks. Well, they'll go to the break with their heads held very, very high. The Wallabies, on the other hand, are in a world of trouble. They need something massive. They need it quickly as well. 21-8 is the scoreline. And look at that possession and territory for France. 69% of possession, 60% of territory. Only 3 line breaks, and that amazingly has resulted in 3 tries. Australia have made 2 line breaks, and they have a try and a penalty. Of course, they started off with such a flurry, but it's come unstuck since then. 3 handling errors by France, that's acceptable, definitely with a scoreline like this. And it's all one-way traffic really for the French side. Australia unable to make any plays at the moment, and a fantastic night here for rugby. It's been all about the French backing up from that first up win. Well, they've looked just as good, haven't they? They've looked on top of their game. They've looked sharp, powerful as ever, and they have the scores to prove it now. 21-8, 40 minutes to go in this June International Tour match. The French coming over to Australia. Let's get back down now. Second half coming right up. France leading 21-8 over the Wallabies. Well, Foley started off brilliantly, didn't he? He made that initial bust, fed the try to White, and then it all went massively downhill as he got smashed and hammered as Cummins takes down the kickoff, and that's great retention from the start of the second half. Here's Fardy. Having a little dabble. Doesn't get through very far. The French defence holds tight. Here's Foley. Looking wide, he goes for Tamua. Haven't seen him all day. Now it's passed to Anamashi Cooper. But Bastero is all over him. He takes him right to the touchline as well. How was that not out? France defending stoutly so far. Back to Foley, who gets hammered. Oh, they're reading him too easily. Australia have worries at first receiver here. Now Tamua, he plays a bit there. Cummins, nice ball away. It's Fardy on Uge, but he brilliantly offloads. Here's a chance now. Oh, big hit high up. And Kurandrani was looking like he was going to offload that and score a certain try. It just didn't look like it was going to happen there. And Australia have taken the conservative approach here. And Hooper has said, let's take 3 points and let's just build our way back. There's plenty of time to go. Oh, that's not good at all. Foley's kick is wide. And he has struggled tonight to deal with the wind. That has been a massive contributing factor. He has missed a couple of kicks from out that way. And France, well, they're eating this up at the moment. Tully's. He'll kick the dropout from the 22. And it goes down to Tamua, who gets Tully's with the ball as well. Here's Foley, looking to make up for his earlier indiscretions here. Needs something. As it comes away for Internationally, Cooper, who decides kicking is the best option. He kicks it away, and it's Hujay who picks it up. Offloading for Choli. That's trouble. And Choli has to kick that one dead and goal, as there was an Australian player flying up there. Tamua could have maybe grabbed himself one, but Choli saved it. And it gives the Wallabies a 5-metre scrum. White feeds it in. McCalman's at the back. It's a slow scrum. It's taken a long time to come out as they go away to Cummins, who's hammered from Para. And he's straight into touch on the blind side. Well, that's not what the book said. That's not what the battle plan was there for the Wallabies. It's come unstuck big time. And now France have a scrum, a line out. They go away for Midrad as he thumps it on his boots. The forwards are all on side here. Parner's giving a massive chase and Folau's bundled into touch. What a chase from France. All those players were on side. And that made the massive difference that was required. Here's another line out for France. And it goes. Nyanga at the back gets ahead of his opposite and he feeds it nicely. Parner goes to Midrad. He's not kicking this time. Bastaro through the middle. Gets taken down and it's advantage to Australia. I assume that was a forward pass or something of the likes. As there's Pelota now, sleeping through. He tries to take on the forwards there, and Slimani takes him out into touch. Oh, it's just not going here for Australia. They look out of ideas when they bust the line. After 62 minutes, France still 21-8. That's another line out, goes down to Para. Goes to Thalys. Hujay. Numbers here for Fofana. Fofana's looking, opening up. He kicks ahead. Bastaro giving chase. Fofana's giving chase. Who's going to win the race? It is Kurandrani.
Release.
And Tavita Kurandrani holds it up for the Wallabies, who lose the ball. It was that or a penalty. Here's Gerardo. Flinkwatt. Nice ball, and it's Somani. The try for the big prop. That is a great try. That is all put down to the kick and chase from Fofana and Bastaro. And it is finished off beautifully as the Wallabies tried to reorganise their defence. It just wasn't working for them. There was a final pass. There was a massive gaping hole. Pelota now trying to cover back, as was Folau, but it just was not working. The defence was in disarray. And you see it there. Big hole in behind the defence. And the big prop did it with ease, as France just extend their lead at the moment. What is with this French side at the moment? They are playing out of their skin. The Wallabies have nothing. It's 26-8. Kick to come from Para, and there's still 12 to go. Make that 28. Well struck kick. France lead 28-8, a 20-point lead. Wow. Who would have thought before this series that France would have played quite this well? They put 35 on them in the first test. They're going exactly the same path to doing that again. As Dusatois claims a kickoff and then runs it back, finds his number 8, who goes wide for Fofana, and Fofana offloads forward, and into touch it goes. So Australia, I presume, will get the forward pass scrum feed here. Well, that was marginal. I've seen worse forward passes in my life.
Touch.
So 9 to go. It's a scrum feed here for Australia. White puts it in. France in their own 22 now. We'll have to be careful here. Australia could well score something. Not out of the woods just yet with 7 to go. White. Once again, they go short side for Ashley Cooper. Pops it back inside nicely to McCalman, who did a great job running that back. Australia just about losing the ball on the ruck. Here's
Advantage.
Simmons, short pass, oh, Hooper's knocked it on, and it's all off the post. What a bullet pass that was, and it's dead ball from France. No advantage for the knock-on.
Crouch.
The ref has just disregarded
Crouch.
that completely, and it's a 5-metre scrum right in front of the sticks. So almost instant replay as France put a massive big scrum in, a huge hit, and they'll turn this ball over. Back it goes Talise, now's at the pole. Unbelievable, what is going on here? Bastareau's hammered
Crouch.
from
Touch.
Cornf1akes, and it's a third
Sit.
scrum in a row for Australia. France want to test out their defence here quite clearly, because they're not interested in attacking now. Full time's gone. Australia have one last throw of the dice. Can they get double figures? White goes out to Cornf1akes, back inside for McCalman, and this will be the try that they were desperately wanting. Finally he gets it down. He was swatting away French defenders, but McCalman probably deserved that try. He's been fairly good off the back of the scrum, and he's broken a lot of tackles in these last few set pieces. But Cornf1akes got hammered, found his big number 8. McCalman got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 players before finally dotting down in a tackle of his opposite number. And late reward for Australia. I don't think they've really deserved too much more than this. France have been so much better. And in the end, France will get the well-deserved big win for the second time in a week. And they'll take this series as well. Foley will get the last say. His kicking has been subpar. And apart from that opening play where they set up the try through Foley, he's been fairly poor. His conversion attempt is good. It's a better kick from him. Still didn't look to judge that wind that well, but he's got the kick. And 28-15, the full-time whistle blows. It is France getting the big win over the Wallabies. Another classic French performance. They were good. They were very good in patches. They were unstoppable in big patches. Folau was often left with 3 or 4 Frenchmen to defend at the back. And as a result, it was 4 tries for the French, 2 for Australia, and a scoreline of 28-15. For Australia, 15 points, 2 tries for them, McCalman and White. Foley got 1 conversion and 1 penalty. He missed a couple of kicks as well that were out wide from the wind. He just couldn't handle that wind. But you look to the other side, Slimani, Nyanga and Bastareau with 2, giving France 4 tries and a big win, a huge win in the overall aspect of this. France were fantastic. Bastareau was brilliant, and Morgan Parra with the boots was simply sublime. 4 from 4, he did not look one tiny bit worried about the wind in that match. 28-15, the final score. Australia pulled back a bit of ball in that second half. France just weren't quite as dominant, but the lead was there, and they just had to really defend as well as they could, and they did that for long periods. At the end there, they messed a few things up. The mistakes started to come, but it was too little too late from Australia. 8 handling errors from France, 1 from Australia. Not bad. Territory fairly even, and possession, like we said, 55 for France. Both sides made 5 line breaks, which tells you one thing. France scored 4 tries from them. Australia scored 2. And that is the difference in the end. Australia got a lot of scrums, but they couldn't bring much from them. And in the end, France 28, Australia 15, the final score from the second test of the French tour of the June Internationals. That is me for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the match today, and I hope to see you next time for more June International Rugby. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.